Hey, everyone. Welcome to the grand final of the Cure series. Of course, I am your host, Rudros, and this is it. This is the end of the season. We have got HoodsClaw on my on the left side there, and then on the right side there, we've got Kamakura. And of course, he is starting with Philo, because you always start with Philo and Sky Pirates. Excited for some grand finals action. Won't lie, I'm hoping these are a little lengthier than the last couple, because those went kind of quick. Kamakura, man, he has no issues starting with the Philo into the Fran. This guy is just like Sky Pirate King. The question is, HoodsClaw now is running one version of Sky Pirates. However, he is also running the Twins, so we'll see if he opts to go with his Twins first, or if he's also going to use his own version of Sky Pirates. Now, the good news is if he runs his own version of Sky Pirates, well, Sky Pirates has to win, of course, right? But if he doesn't, let's see. Nope, there's a Kolka, so this is probably Twins. Kolka for Rydia. Rydia will get 2 counters. And yeah, looks like that's it, though. He's not following up with Palamporum or Lenora or anything like that. Let's see. What can Sky Pirates do? Typhon is very good. Typhon's a very clean counter to that. He doesn't have to... HoodsClaw doesn't have to worry about getting Bismarck pinged. Just as a heads up, too, I know in the last video I kind of did a more beginner-friendly one. Since this is the Grand Finals, I'm just going to focus on casting the match as I see it. But I will do future casts as well for more beginner-friendly for all of these out there, or for everyone out there who is a beginner and wants more explanations. Happy to do those. Looks like we discarded a Cuchulain, tapped Philo for Stiltskin. Okay. Stiltskin's going to search for a 1-cost monster or forward, so probably Kites. Yep. There we go. We could play Kites immediately if we wanted to. Probably a bad idea. Usually you want to put Kites down when you've got something to do. If we've got Von, Kites will be set up to instantly protect Von next turn, so that's going to feel good. Just in case our opponent has Amaterasu. And we'll probably pass back after that. Sky Pirates is feeling good. Kites in hand. 3 backups down. I think 3 cards? There's a 4. Rydia's going to go in for a point of damage. Come on, no whammies, no whammies. Pinello, nice. Well, it's one less Pinello to deal with. Would have been even happier to see Yvonne, of course, but, you know, he does have Mist Dragon, so, you know, it is relevant because he can dump the break zone, so you won't necessarily always be able to guarantee Pinello. Pitching Shantoto and Mind Flayer, I think. And we're playing Lenora, which will give Rydia another counter. Another 2 counters, I should say. And then we will search out. There's Palom. I'm curious to know if we're going to play Palom right away. Not as threatening without her brother. Especially if we can get Bismarck out or something that can just pick off the Palom while it's still rather weak. Or Porum. Palom, Porum. The Twins. And HoodsClaw says, go. It's back to you, sir. Here comes Kites. And then he does follow up by pitching Pinello and Balthier. Oh, and we're going to counter with Mist Dragon. See, this is exactly what I was talking about. That's perfect. So that's 2 Pinello now gone. There's only 1 Pinello left in the game. And he gets to use that Mist Dragon for free off of the Rydia. Rydia, what a card, right? Crazy. Now, the Kites can flicker the Balthier, but with nothing in the break zone, I don't think he actually cares if it does. However, Rydia cannot get through this, especially because he can basically block with a 9K. He can block with the Balthier, dull both forward Sky Pirates, and then, you know, pump up the Balthier. Nonetheless, if we've got a way to deal with Kites, this is the time to do it. Like, go ahead, let him flicker the Balthier. You've got nothing to bring back with it, so it'll be basically a meaningless gesture, so... Ooh, we actually pitched a Palom for Palom. Very nice. Rydia's going to go up to 6. And if we put out Porum as well, Rydia's going all the way up to 8. Well, like, we just don't even have the summons to cast for free at that, like, as far as, like, meeting the cost of an 8 cost. But who cares? We can cast whatever we want from our hand. Actually pitches Kusith and dulls Rydia's all the way up to 8, so any summon we could possibly dream of in our deck, we're happy to cast it. If we've got Amaterasu or something in hand, we're even feeling good if our opponent happens to have Leviathan. I feel like we didn't have Von. So yeah, he's just going to go ahead and pass the turn, build him up to 2. We weren't able to take out that Kites, but we are presenting the power of the Twins and Rydia. It's just a board of magic. You know, it's earth, fire, and water all coming together and just... So if HoodsClaw has Amaterasu in hand, he's got to feel pretty good, even if, like, a Leviathan comes down. Typhon wouldn't be terrible. Although, again, we can just Amaterasu the Typhon, and we certainly don't have enough to do that. And Leviathan, if we have that. Vaughn isn't awful here either because like, if he does Amaterasu, we can just use the kites on the stack. Yeah, we won't get the initial Vaughn trigger, but we'll get it at the end of the turn. That's going to feel pretty good. As expected, there comes Typhon. I'm assuming we're picking Rydia. I guess we could pick off one of the twins, but yep, there's the Amaterasu in hand, and Typhon is currently a forward, so it will kill the Typhon as well. That feels great. With only 3 left in hand, probably don't have much of a follow-up. Now, the good news is he does get... Kamakura will get one more turn before the twins are a problem, so presumably HoodsClaw isn't going to be able to attack in this turn, but then those twins are going to be online, and they can just do whatever the heck they want on Kamakura's turn. Then they can blow up the kites, they can blink the Balthier, etc. There's Princess Sarah, presumably going to become a fire backup. That we've just got access to both. Both twins are 6,000 power apiece right now. Rydia is, of course, 5. So, again, no one can swing over the Balthier. He is kind of blocking, but... Of course, HoodsClaw can, of course, play a summon for free if he's got it. I'll tell you what, man, I wish... When I watch these Top Cut matches, I just wish I had these players' luck. Like, they just always seem to have the cards they want at the right time. He's casting Atomos. Very interesting. Okay, so... We could... Okay, this is a really nice play because what's going to happen, he's going to have to select one of his forwards, get rid of him. He can technically flicker the kites. Like, he can have kites remove Balthier, and then the Atomos will fizzle, but again, Balthier coming back isn't really going to do anything. And as a matter of fact, that's just going to open the gate for him to swing through. So, yeah, he makes the right call of just letting the kites go. Because this way, at least, you still can't move through. Okay, twins are going to go to full power. Twins, power up! Brrr! Apparently, they make the noise Colossus makes in the X-Men arcade video game when he uses a special power. We definitely want to see Vaughn here, but again, the twins are going to... Balthier's going to be toast. The twins can just use their power, then let their powers combine and just basically take out any forward they want that's 5 cost or less. Even the Vaughn's not necessarily safe. Yeah, Porum can't hit him, but Palom can just nuke him for 8, so we'd have to use a bunch of Balthier triggers to keep him alive. And, of course, if HoodsClaw has another summon in hand, unless it's Arc, you can bet your butt he's going to be able to play it. All right, so what are we going for with Kamakura? There's a Kites. Are we going for the Leviathan? We're going for the Leviathan. Okay, does he have Amaterasu? If he has Amaterasu, Kamakura might just scoop right here. So he'll probably target... I'm thinking you target the Rydia to bounce, as well as probably the Lenora, and then you just drain the other two. Because the Rydia then, 1, he'll have to pay Earth CP to get her out again, which presumably he doesn't have in his backup line. 2, he will have to then get her counters built back up. So I think that's the play. I'm assuming he's responding with Palom and Porum, saying, okay, I'm just going to kill the Balthier on the stack. He obviously doesn't have Amaterasu, or he would have snap dropped it and been like, GG, fool. So we're going to bounce Palom and Princess Sarah, and then we're going to kill Rydia and Palom. No. We're bouncing Palom and Princess Sarah. We're going to kill Porum and Rydia. All right, Leviathan does what it needed to do. Great, great turn for Kamakura there to stabilize. Cost him a lot, of course, but hey. Now, I mean, look at his board, though. He's still got 3. He's got a threatening forward that he can abuse if he needs to. And HoodsClaw now just has nothing he can do. He can try to play out the twins. They will be in danger if Leviathan is able to, bounce anything, whether it's through Althea, Chocobo summon. So good play baiting out that Typhon a turn earlier with the... Or not baiting out the Amaterasu with the Typhon. Checking his break zone, seeing what have you thrown away. We've got a Mist Dragon in there. We've at least got a Rydia and a Porum. Should be a Palom in there as well, because I believe he discarded a Palom to play a Palom. So we'll see. Kamakura is going to opt to attack. Any help on the burst? No, it's Mashiri. Ooh, we might have wanted to see that. Mashiri would have let us turn those summons into our break zone into some ammo. So that's a really good hit for Kamakura. And he plays Althea, wants to go ahead and reactivate Fran. He probably, if we put out a Palom or a Porum, I'm sure he's going to pay 2 win CP to break that Fran to deal 6,000 damage to them before they can start to get out of control. HoodsClaw pitched a Kusith and a Remora to get a copy of Rydia. And unless that last card in his hand is Earth, I'm assuming he's not going to play it this turn, which means if Kamakura's luck holds out and he can pull a Zidane right now, that'd feel really good because you can just rip that card out of his hand. How many do we have in hand? Do we have to play something else? I can't tell if we've got 6 or 5. I mean, he's got to know with that Fran up, right? That it's kind of dangerous to play the Palom and the Porum. Okay, here we go. Draw 2. And gonna pay 4, looks like. Is this Vaughn? No, maybe not. Maybe we're just deciding how to pay for it. Could be Balthier, but I don't think there's any targets for Balthier in the break zone. Thanks to that earlier Mist Dragon. If he plans to attack with the Leviathan, he should do that first before he puts anything out. Especially because we've seen, there's Remoras in this deck. Yeah, he wouldn't want like his Vaughn to run into that. Nope, it's another copy of Rydia. Oh boy. That means a Zidane here would be brutal because that's the last copy of Rydia. There are obviously some things like Kusith that he could pull back, but man, Kamakura, just 2 great hits into damage. The Mastery and the Rydia. 2 costs he would have loved to have seen. I feel like if he had Zidane, he would just snap it, unless he's got Zidane and Vaughn, and maybe he's trying to decide, like, do I pull out the Rydia from his hand, or do I just let Vaughn go off? Okay, it looks like maybe we're going to go for Vaughn. No, we've got what's a 4-cost backup in Sky Pirates? Is it Sarah? Maybe Mirrorweb? Maybe Mirrorweb to search out the Vaughn? No, okay, it is going to be Vaughn. Yep, there's Vaughn. And because he's probably debating, does my opponent have another Amaterasu? HoodsClaw probably saying, nope, go ahead. You are good to go on that front. That would have felt pretty bad putting Vaughn out and getting out. But now Kamakura is in a great position with Sky Pirates. He's got the Leviathan on board. Any kind of bounce effect, like Chocobo alone, can just instantly remove 2 forwards. And it's power reduction, so it will stop the Rydia too. So whereas HoodsClaw started off really good once he had the twins on board, that Leviathan just completely changed everything. And he'll pass, leave the backups up. That's actually not too bad. Now he can pay for the Fran, and he can use the Althea. So, man, maybe Shantoto is the best move here. I mean, technically he can avoid the whole thing. He could pull back Leviathan with the Althea. He could flicker Vaughn with Kites. There's Rydia. Probably asking us if his opponent's got a response. He could if he wanted to. He could Althea something back right now and then just drain the Rydia before it gets a chance to do anything. He's got to be debating it at least. Or does he have Chocobo to cast? Yep, yeah, he does. He says, I'm going to bounce that Kites back to hand. Question was HoodsClaw anticipating this? And can he do something about it? He's casting Kusith? I'm not sure. He laid Kusith down. Okay, he's casting Amaterasu. Is he casting it on the Leviathan? So he's letting the Chocobo resolve, and then when the Leviathan targets Rydia, he's going to Amaterasu to deal at 8,000 and cancel that effect. Okay, that's what happened. He Chocobo'd the Kites. He let that resolve, so the Kites returned to his hand, drew a card off the Chocobo, and then the Leviathan attempted to hit Rydia for 9,000 damage, or 9,000 power reduction, and he Amaterasu'd that. So technically he only has to hit Leviathan one more time. We do have Althea up, so he could very easily just protect it, and then he's ready to play it again. So he'd basically need 2 forms of ping. He would need like Palom to attempt to target it, and then when he Althea's something else to hit it as well. I don't know what he could... I'm not sure. I'm not sure how he could pull that off, if he could. But maybe not. Maybe his intention isn't to... Is he playing Kusith for free? Okay, he is. See, he's got to be careful, too, because he doesn't want to just put out a Palom or Porm here. Because then, especially if he does attempt to finish the Leviathan, Kamakura can just bounce it back to his hand with the Althea, and Leviathan still sees two characters return to its hand. So he would then be able to just drain whatever they were. So HoodsClaw is a good player. Surely he knows all that. So he's probably really running through his options about what he can do here. This is tricky. I mean, that's why Althea is just such a hard card to play around, right? Is that there's basically no way he's going to come out ahead of this. He legit needs to bait out the Althea and then on the stack get rid of it. I don't know how you do that, but I would love to be amazed. So I think we got back Terra. Rydia will go up to full 4 counters. Surely we're going to attempt to kill Leviathan with Palom. There's only 2 cards in hand, and I'm pretty sure we've already used Rydia's free cast too, so like we're not going to be able to stop that Althea play. I don't think. Unless we've got some kind of summon in hand that says, nah, just ping it really tiny. Interesting. He didn't opt to try to force it out. I wonder if that was the right move. So, I mean, here's the thing. He wasn't going to come out on top of that, right? He targets the Leviathan to deal it 2,000 damage with Palom's action ability. Kamakura can then just return it to his hand with the Althea, and then he gets to kill Palom and Rydia, and you don't want that to happen. At the same time, like I don't know, because he can just do that this turn now if he wants. It's not like that was only on the and on that turn he actually had a chance to kill the Leviathan. He can right now return the Vaughn or whatever else he wants, to his hand. He could just return one of the other backups. Because I'm pretty sure Leviathan says character, not just forward. Yeah, of course it's character, because otherwise his own effect wouldn't work the way it did. So maybe you just do that anyway. So here comes Cuchulainn. Is going to blank probably the Rydia. Which is interesting that he's trying to blank one. I don't see why that's necessary. Maybe he's trying to force out, if he's got a free summon, to force it out now, as opposed to, so this way if he does have Amaterasu, he can't cast it. That's probably what he's doing. I think this game has already gone on longer than any of my previous matches I've been casting. He does. Okay, he's like, all right, well, if you're going to do that, I'm going to respond with Miss Dragon. Now, the question is, that's probably does he dump the break zone again, or does he just cancel the Cuchulainn? I think he dumped the break zone, because I think what he was trying to stop from the Rydia was the ability to cast a free summon. Yeah, you draw a card off of this. I mean, yeah, he can Bismarck you down if he wants to, but you've got the you can just Leviathan him down too, so I don't think that's an issue. Okay, so Kamakura pitched a Marrowweb to play Elza. He drew a card. Now he is pitching Chocolate to bounce Elza back to his hand. Leviathan's going to trigger just once, only one forward, but he's just going to go ahead and drain the Rydia. Chocobo's going to let him draw a card to his hand. I was actually thinking about Chocobo earlier as a summon, and that some people have been asking for an ice summon that basically has the Opus 6 Legend Renoa effect, where it will flicker a card, similar, like it'll remove it from the game, then replay it onto the field dull. I really would like to see Ice get a summon like that, and honestly, I hope they make it very strong. Like, don't make it cost 6, or make it be cheap, because if Chocobo's allowed to do that, if Chocobo can rescue cards on their turn, on your turn, and draw you a card, I don't see why Ice can't have a summon that protects that stuff too. Really good Brynhildr hit there. Can't be responded to, so we're just going to shoot that Kites right out of existence and draw a card off of it. If HoodsClaw is going to come back into this one, that is exactly what he needed. Just free removal. Now, we do have a target for Balthier now, if Balthier is in our hand. Paying 3 is this Typhon. We're just going to sneeze away the Palom. Vaughn's going to go in as well. Take another point of damage. It is our last Palom. A Palom and a Rydia into damage. So, man, that Moshery would have been so nice. Oof, and it's Y'shtola. I was just thinking, I was like, he could really use Shantoto here, but even if he draws it now, Y'shtola's just going to say, nah, I don't think so. Now, granted, unless we have Palom, it'll be expensive, but I'm always going to say the wrong name, probably. If we have Porum, we can put out Porum, blank the Ishtola, and then Shantoto, which will suck because we're going to remove our own guys, but I don't see how else you get out of this. You don't have time to build the twins up. Your Rydias are gone. There's a Tomos. That's pretty solid. A Tomos is a very good card here. Saying, go ahead. I mean, I don't... Ooh, this is tough. I don't know who you pick here if you are Kamakura. Because you kind of want to keep these Stola for Shantoto, right? But then again, like, let's say you sack off Vaughn or Leviathan here. Then do you really care if Shantoto just takes out? Yeah, so he's going to go ahead and get rid of Ishtola, or maybe he'll cancel it, whatever he prefers. Do we have enough for Shantoto? I don't think we do. I think we may only have 3 in hand. Palom's going to go in for point of damage. Interesting. And it is a Zidane. There was that card we mentioned earlier. Man, do we have anything that can get us out of this? Susanoo, maybe? Lakshmi. Okay, well, we're just gonna... That is a turn that just says we just gotta hope. We've just gotta hope that... You know, that this is enough. Kamakura, he's just gonna go ahead and Althea. Man, this Leviathan is just taking over the game. Flooding the board. Yep, and for the cost of nothing, for the cost of getting back 2 cards back into your hand, we're now going to lose this Lakshmi and this Palom. And this is probably game right here. No, okay. No? We only lost 1? Have I read Leviathan wrong? And now it does say up to, so maybe he chose to leave the Palom there? Because Althea and Vaughn returned to his hand, so that should get 2 triggers, right? Because 2 characters came back to their owner's hand? Huh. Well, while he's replaying Vaughn, I'm going to look up Leviathan really quick. Okay, so to catch up a little bit, we played Vaughn. Vaughn got us out Elza. Elza, of course, drew us a card on entry. Leviathan went in for a point of damage, hit Amaterasu into damage. Yeah, so Althea returned both Vaughn and Althea. And when Leviathan sees a character return to its owner's hand, it gets to drain something by 9,000 power. And he saw 2 characters go, so I'm not sure why he didn't drain the Palom. I mean, I don't think it's going to matter. He's so far ahead at this point, he's probably going to win anyway, but that just seems very strange that he wouldn't drain the Palom as well. And of course, the Bismarck bounce at the end is also going to have Leviathan go nuts. Shantoto or bust here? We can actually Shantoto this board. Nope, didn't have it. So that's going to be game 1. Yeah, I'm very curious about that Leviathan play. But beyond that, so Kamakura is going to take game 1 with his Sky Pirates. Will HoodsClaw switch to his Sky Pirates to take on Avalanche, or is he going to stick with the Twins? We're going to find out right after this. All right, and we are back for game 2. HoodsClaw opting to go first. He pitched Rydia for Rydia and pitched Sarah for Porum. He's just going all out aggression. He's saying, nope, I don't want that backup. I want a twin and a 4 character out there. Hopefully he's got a summon in hand to use off that Rydia. Kusith would be pretty good. So Kamakura, I don't want to say the hard part's ahead of him, but, you know, Sky Pirates is definitely a stronger deck than Avalanche. So HoodsClaw does have a good chance to take it back here. Not that Avalanche is a slouch. You know, those 7 decks, they're nothing to sneeze at. However, ooh, and we're just going to go tit for tat with our own aggression. Go ahead and put out a Barrett. Like I said, 7 decks are no slouch, but the Twins can, if they can get up there, they can just completely bully that matchup. So we'll see how it goes. Talked with White Mage during the break. He's, of course, our head judge, and he's the guy who runs this entire series. He's watching live with us right now. He's doing his judge works. We're not going to bother him, but we think with the Althea play, most likely he probably just didn't even realize that he could get a double power reduction off of that. When you're casting the Chocobo summon, you're only bouncing 1 thing back to hand, so there you go. Oh, wow. Are we playing Cloud immediately? Holy cow. Tit for tat aggression. So we're just going to nuke the Porum into Oblivion and pull back to Tifa. Woo, boy. Man, okay. Well, this is interesting. So Tifa can go in for a point of damage. Hit a Princess Sarah. I don't know if we wanted to see that or not. It was a light card that might have just bunked our hand. Oh, we're going to cast Phoenix. Interesting. Or wait, no, what is he doing? Oh, maybe he was trying to see if Tifa got her own buff, which Tifa does not. Okay, so now we're going to play Phoenix for free. We're just going to get that Porum right back. Oh, man. Okay, so folks, quick intake before anything else happens. Who has the superior board here? Kamakura has 3 forwards. One of them's a 9, one of them's an 8K. And HoodsClaw has 2 forwards, but he has 2-3 cards in hand, whereas Kamakura has absolutely nothing. There's a Tomos, great card here. Yeah, you're going to sack off the Tifa. The Barrett can just pull it back. If you have a Mist Dragon in hand, would be really nice for when the Barrett goes to recover the Tifa, most likely, or maybe one of the other operative forwards. Nice! Wait, Porum goes up to 2? Did Porum get a counter at the end of our opponent's turn? Oh, Noctis. Oh, no. We were just... Well, no, actually, Porum can just turn that off. So Noctis is basically a blank card, actually. Porum should have B1, right? Okay, yeah. I was like, wait a minute, how does Porum have 2? He might have thought because, oh, I brought him in last turn, but it's only at the end of your turns. So the good news is Noctis, I was scared at first because I was like, oh, the party attack power, but Porum can just completely turn it off, make Noctis invisible. However, we've got the bigger bodies, so we can just push. Mashiri again, 2 light cards into damage. Holy cow, man. Kamakura is just slamming useful cards into damage. Like, that Mashiri would have been great to just bounce the Barrett back and say, nope, you got to repay that. Is that Mind Flayer? Gonna cast Mind Flayer for free. We see a Jessie and a Zongan. Probably just take the Jessie. I mean, unless you just really want to fire back up. Surely he doesn't have a Tifa hiding in that Twins deck. So yeah, we'll just take a body. And the Zongan will go to the bottom of his deck. He's just going to show a card there that he's technically in control of Jessie right now. That's not... I mean, it's not great, but it does keep the Noctis from swinging in. Just gives another body to block, because I think Kamakura's option here is he has to race. Because if these twins get built up... No Palom, though, man. We would have loved to have seen Palom come in. Now, the nice thing is the Noctis is never going to do anything, but... There's Bongan. Oh, interesting. He can force one of these forwards to block. That's very interesting. I believe... I don't know if Porum can target your own forwards. If Porum can target your own forwards, he can technically blank his own forward to make it lose its ability, which is pretty nice. But if he does that, then the Noctis will... Man, that feels really good. Kamakura just drawing exactly what he needs to. Here comes Barrett. Probably said I'm going to force Rydia to block. Yeah. Oh, that is unfortunate for HoodsClaw. Here comes Cloud as well. Yeah, because, I mean, you have to turn off the Noctis, right? There's a Mist Dragon. Man, both players just going ham, and Kamakura just getting exactly what he needed to answer that board. We really needed to see Palom so we could just start blowing stuff to smithereens. There's Palom. Might be a hair too late, not sure. I mean, Kamakura's still in top deck mode, so HoodsClaw's got to... Come on, HoodsClaw. Kamakura, it's not that I'm rooting against you, but I just want to see this go to game 3. All of these matches have just been 2 and outs, so I would really like to see it go to game 3. So Porum will be full power. Although, again, it's still not going to be enough. Well, no, actually, yes. Because Porum is full power, we can kill Noctis this turn. Or technically even Barrett if we wanted to. But the Noctis is probably the issue. So this is it. This is the turn that could really matter, because we'll pick off Noctis. We can actually pick off pretty much anyone we want, because the Palom doesn't actually need to be full power. The Porum having its 3 counters is what matters, and I think Kamakura knows that. We still got the Jessie. We've got to hit our opponent 3 more times. And if he doesn't think he can push through here, maybe you're just patient. Maybe you just say, let me try and build up, get a Susano, get some kind of board wipe. wipe the board and then push through. I mean, you can push him twice, right? You can attack with Barrett. You can attack with Cloud. But you're going to lose the Barrett on the next turn, presumably. Okay, we're going to do the Barrett swap. Get back Wedge. That's not bad. Or he's deciding. Kamakura's just thinking about this. Does he have Mist Dragon? And if he has Mist Dragon, does he cast it? It'll cost him his entire hand. He will draw a single card off of it, but... Interesting. He killed the Barrett. I don't know if that was a good idea. I don't know if that was a good idea because Noctis can now... He can party swing with Cloud Noctis and kill the Porum. Which, of course, he's going to do that. Now, he can block with the Jessie and just kill the Noctis that way. Oh, man. I don't... Like, I get what he was afraid of. He was afraid of the Wedge. That would be a bunch of hitters. But that Porum was his key to victory. I don't think that was the right move to let him do that. Because what he could have swung 3 times. You could have taken 2 points of damage. You could have blocked with the Jessie. But you needed that Porum to keep... That's what lets you win this game. I don't like that play. I mean, he does have another one, but they can't stop Cloud. He's too big. They're going to have to wait. Well, actually, you know what? No. Okay, sorry. Palom will go to 8, so maybe I didn't evaluate that correctly. Of course, remember, I can't see their hands, so I'm just kind of going. So Palom will have 3 counters, so Palom can nuke the Cloud right now. So he can actually make sure the Cloud can't come in. Question is, what else does Kamakura have? I mean, he's got time. If I'm Kamakura, this Cloud isn't getting in. It's gonna die. I think I just build up here. You haven't taken a single point of... Yeah, you haven't taken a single point of damage. Oh my gosh, do we have Shantoto? We have Tyro. Okay, probably get Cloud or Barrett. I'm guessing one of the two. Get Sasano. Interesting. Okay, yeah, Sasano's just ready to... I don't know what we can do, but we need Amaterasu. And we need Amaterasu, we need a way to cast it. That's how we stop Sasano. The good news is we can kill the Sasano on... No, we can't. Yes, we can. We can kill the Sasano on the stack with the Palom. I mean, you'll still lose your forwards, but you will prevent the Sasano from coming in. He's got 2 cards in hand. Good chance he's going to drop Sasano next turn. But, I mean, can we even... No, he didn't attack. Interesting. I mean, if he's got Amaterasu, then maybe that was the right call. And actually, Palom, I forgot, Palom won't die to it now. Palom's a 10,000 power forward. We're going to pitch Amaterasu, tap 2, and we are going to grab Tifa. So we're just going to hold that Sasano in reserve. Interesting. Now, these forwards will get kind of too big for Sasano to deal with. Oh man, this match just got a lot more intense. Because now, I mean, Kamakura does have the bigger board. And again, the bad news is basically any forward he plays is going to just die immediately. But if these twins just keep gaining power, again, that Sasano isn't even going to be enough. We need Shantoto. And if I'm HoodsClaw, I am just, if I draw into Amaterasu, I'm not going to throw that away for anything. I'll eat the thing if I have to, just so nobody can get it. Oh man, this is very interesting. Okay, so we're finally going to get our own backup out. Probably go for Rydia, I'd imagine. HoodsClaw, he's in control in the sense that his forwards are going to just put in so much work here. But he needs to also, he has to have Amaterasu. He has to have a protection from that Sasano. Although again, Sasano won't kill these forwards to be fair, so maybe actually Sasano doesn't matter, but I guess maybe I'm thinking of Shantoto. That is Rydia? I think, yeah, okay, that's a Rydia backup. He hits again, and I think that's Biggs, if I'm not mistaken. All right, we're going to pass. Yep, so Porum goes to a 10,000 power forward. Palom goes to 12,000. They're out of Sasano. They can be hit with Cloud, though. So if he drops Cloud, he can blast the Porum for 10k. Gonna tap 2, dump Zangan. Get back Cloud, Barret, Tifa, whoever he wants. Probably Cloud or Barret, you would think. Unless he wants the Tifa to search out another Cloud. Gonna grab the Cloud. Does he have enough to pay it this? Well, he still needs an Avalanche operative on the field. Okay, he did take my advice. He's gonna sit here and just build up. Man, these twins they're hitting the gym though. And there's these twins are getting strong. These twins are actually out of Susano range, and they're gonna be out of Cloud range at the end of this turn. That's kind of crazy. Okay, here we go. There's a Marlene. We are going to get another card, but HoodsClaw's like, I don't care. I just need to run into you. There's a Barret. Zangan gonna... God, he's just getting every burst he could want. If he even has Tifa's left, he might be out of Tifa's, though. He's going to have a full hand, though, but it just depends on what HoodsClaw has in his hand. Is he opting not to search? Or maybe he's going to search, fail to find? Or maybe he's still got a Tifa in there? Yep, he's still got a Tifa. Now, the good news is he's got so much in hand, he could just flood this board. He could drop Susano and then follow with Cloud, and then that would be enough combined. So the question is, does HoodsClaw have any defenses? Does he have Amaterasu? Is he going to put out this Rydia? He is. Now, Rydia's only going to have 1 counter on her, so she's not going to be able to... She can't cast Mist Dragon or Amaterasu right now. However, these twins are just jacked to all heavenly power. 14,000 power Palom, 12,000 power Purim. Rydia with 2 summon counters. This is going to be a huge... This could be the deciding turn. Now, the good news is we've got a full grip on HoodsClaw, so surely he's ready with something. I don't know what he's got, but surely he's got something in those 5 cards. Now, the interesting thing is Susano and Cloud can't blow up the Rydia inherently, and there's no Kuchaspel down. She's going to have protection from that. The Purim and the Palom, again, can deal with any forward that comes down. So you can't really freely drop Barret and then like be able to start swapping and such. We're going to kill that Barret before it goes to... So what can Kamakura do here? I mean, if you have Shantoto, you just drop that on the spot. But then again, does your opponent have Amaterasu? And then maybe you don't drop it on the spot. And he's probably trying to plan that out now. I mean, maybe he tries to Shantoto first. When that fails, then follow up with something. But again, like, I don't know. This is weird. I've never seen a situation like this where Susano's not enough. The Rydia won't take any of the damage, and then the other 2 are just too strong. Checking that break zone. We've got another Rydia in there. Are both Rydias in there? Wow, this is really kind of gone back and forth in ways I hadn't expected. I thought HoodsClaw had made a really bad error when he let that Purim go, but he had another one in hand. And his choice did allow him to kill the Noctis, and because of the Jessie was able to free block the Noctis, so maybe he was even like forcing it out. Oh man, okay. Let's see what happens. We're going to pitch a Tifa to cast Kusith. We're going to target the Terra in our break zone. That's pretty good. Terra will let us get back that very Kusith or our own Amaterasu if we want. Although there aren't any auto abilities on HoodsClaw's side for this turn. Maybe not even next turn. Pitch Tifa and... Is that Susano? I can't tell who that was. Terra. And we're going to grab our own Mist Dragon. Very interesting. He might respond to this. Okay, he's going to cast Amaterasu on the Terra. He doesn't want his break zone getting dumped. However, assuming he doesn't have a second one in hand, that means Kamakura is now free to do whatever auto ability he wants. He's got 3 in hand, so he could potentially have another Amaterasu. Is he going to try Shantoto? Here's 3. There's 1, 2. Shantoto, do we have it? Woohoo! Amaterasu! He just blows his board off of there. Oh, man, what a turn. Oh, way to go, HoodsClaw. Like I said, Kamakura, not rooting against you, but I did want to see Game 3. Well, I got my wish for going to Game 3. That was amazing. He baits it out with the first one, like, okay, he's got one. Does he possibly have a second one and the CP to cast it? You bet your ass he did. We're going to Game 3, folks. HoodsClaw versus Kamakura, round 3. Fight! Man, that was just what a finish. Like I'm playing over that second match in my head, and I mean Kamakura had the right line, right? I'm gonna get the Terra back to get back the Mist Dragon, so that way if he does have Amaterasu, I can cancel it. And he's like, well, I'm an Amaterasu. He's like, all right, well, surely he can't have the second one. Here we go, Shantoto, and man, oh man, he had the second one. Okay, so HoodsClaw will now be on Sky Pirates, which is unequivocally the best deck in the Opus 15 format. Of course, that doesn't mean it's unbeatable, and I think I've seen Avalanche beat it before. Maybe not. I don't know if I actually have. So, Kamakura is going to try to show me that it gets beaten right here on stream. So, it looks like turn 1, we pitch Jesse and whatever other card he pulled back with the Marlene. Kind of missed that part. We're going to pitch a Tomage for Tomage. Man, I haven't seen turn 1 Tomage in I don't know how long. It's always Philo and Fran and all the other Fs. Philo, Fran, Fannie Mae, Finny Jones, Felicity, whatever. All right, Kamakura's going to discard Biggs as well as Susano, and we're going to then dull the Marlene so we can play Tyro. Tyro lets us search out any forwards, so we're going to go and grab our Barrett. So thinking about this matchup, there are some advantages that Kamakura will have in that Kamakura has access to both Amaterasu and Mist Dragon. So he's the one who can dump the break zone this time. He doesn't have to worry about his own break zone getting dumped. Sky Pirates does not have Amaterasu. However, we've all seen what Sky Pirates can do when it just gets out of control and just builds boards. So, we do have one control element in Shantoto. Of course, we also have a counter control element in Ishtola. We also have access to Zidane. We can rip key cards out of our opponent's hand. So, yeah, this one's tempo is really going to determine this one. How quickly can HoodsClaw get set up? He's only got one right now. And the quicker he can see his backups, his Vons, the better. Pitch a Kites for Philo. And that's it. We're taking our time. This is good news for Kamakura. I've seen some Sky Pirates explode and have 3 backups, 2, 3 forwards on turn 2. So now this will keep HoodsClaw with a very full hand, so he's going to have a lot of options. So here comes Tifa. We're going to go ahead and search out our Cloud. The Tifa will not naturally have haste unless we want to go ahead and slam down the Barrett as well. I don't know if we want to. I don't know how pressure we feel to rush out. I wonder if we actually do better by playing more conservatively, keeping our hand full. Because we can always bring... Again, it's very safe to bring the Barrett in off of the Cloud. Again, unless your opponent has Ishtola on the board. They can't Amaterasu that. They're not going to Mist Dragon your break zone away. And actually, it kind of, if you keep both Cloud and Barrett in hand, it kind of makes it a hard choice for if he drops the Don on you in that, well, grabbing the Barrett's kind of pointless because Cloud can just bring him back out, so you almost have to pick off the Cloud then at that point. Ooh, there's the Opus 14 Legend Cloud. That for Lael, nice. So we've got some summon protection as well. Ways to cancel things like Chocobo, etc. And that's it. Yeah, going to take our time, build up. We need to be able to match these Sky Pirates. Presumably at some point they're going to get to the point. Presumably at some point they'll get to the point. Let me try that again. Presumably they will have a big board and a lot of control at one point, and we want to be able to match that value at least as best we can. Pitching 2, we're going for the Von. Do we have Amaterasu? Or no, what are we doing? Oh, maybe he's just showing the fact that, oh, I've drawn all my Tomage already. Okay, yeah, there's the Von. I was like, wait a minute, what's this effect? Triple Tomage? He just forms into I am ultimate Tomage. He just starts draining everyone power. So presumably we didn't have the Amaterasu in hand. It's honestly worth it to dump 3 cards to do it. But he didn't declare it unless he's still deciding. No, he is deciding. Oh, okay. He had already picked up. I thought he was already shuffling. Nice. Yeah, that's 100% the right play. You can't let that Von. If that Von goes off, you're in a much more world of hurt. You're still going to have 3 in hand. You can play the Barret. Did we get rid of both Cloud to do that? That's a little unfortunate if we had to do that. But again, you have to stop that Von play. This is how Sky Pirates lose. When their Vons get Amaterasu, that makes a huge difference. And we're going to play an Avalanche Operative. Yep, here we go. Let the party begin. Are we going to party? Or are we just, yep, going to party. So we will draw a card. And those forwards can't be broken. I don't think that part's going to matter. Oh, and there's Typhon. Would have liked that. That would have been a nice counter to that Barret. Okay. I think that leaves us with just 1 in hand. I think did we play our hand out for that? So if we've got a second Von, we need to do it right now. But what are the odds of that? 2. Or maybe a Merrill Web to search out that Von. There, no, he's pitching Merrill Web. Yep, there's Von part 2. Says, all right, you got the first one. I'm not letting you get this one. So, okay, he goes for the kites. He's going to it will reactivate the backups. Interesting, he doesn't want to do something like a Fran. Keep curving out his backups. This does give Von, again, a little protection. He can start flickering him, which is nice. Although, Avalanche is going to be running forwards into him, so he's got to be careful. He could have a lot of forwards coming at him this turn. So hopefully we have something we can play off of those 2 backups. It's a shame we didn't have kites in hand, because then we could have just played kites off the reactivated backups. Maybe if we have a Pinello in hand would be nice. Zidane wouldn't be awful either. Oh, nice, Fran. Unfortunately, she's not going to be strong enough to kill anything, but... You know, if we wanted to, it's probably a bad idea, but we could kites that Fran, and then she'd come back in, and we could hit the Tifa both times and kill the Tifa this turn. Again, really probably not a good idea, especially since Barret can just pop it back. But we totally could. All right. Cloud here would be pretty nice. If you could just do Cloud, give the whole board haste, like even if he dodges with the kites, he could just kill you outright on damage, so... Brynhilder, nice. Okay, so we are going to force the kites right now. Yeah, you've got to do it. You're opening yourself up for a lot of damage, but you just got to do it. Even if he puts out 2 more Avalanche Operatives, he puts out like Wedge and Jesse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He'll put you to 6, which is damn scary, but... that Von is the only thing that's going to let you get into this game, so... He will go ahead and get back... You probably want Jesse here, I'm guessing? Yeah. Wedge has no targets currently. Now, the question is, will he opt for the party attacks, or does he want to get the damage higher? Nope, he's going to opt for the party attacks. He says, I'm in no rush to beat you. I just want to get as much in my hand as possible, which is what he's going to get. So he's going to get to search out Cloud, possibly play him from hand for free if he's got him. So he's probably deciding the order of the stack. Yeah, a lot of times people will search out first, then they're hoping that means that's one less one to draw into off the bigs, because you'd hate to draw the Cloud and then go search another one. So Jesse effect will search the Cloud. Biggs is going to draw us a card. Man, the way Avalanche can just refill its hand like this is very, very impressive. And like I said, the Von is going to be nice because it's going to let us fetch something else out, but... You know, this is a big board to answer. Even something like Leviathan, it can only do so much because the Barret can always pull him back. Uh-oh. Looks like we had a little technical issue. All right, back. Sorry about that technical issue. Let's see. So we did hit an Elza as a second point of damage, but unfortunately there's no Sky Pirates on the field, so we didn't get to draw a card off of that. And it looks like we hit a Murn. I always get them mixed up. Or is that Yote? I think that's Yote. I can't remember. Whoever it is. Murn is going to draw us out, the other one, or Fran. And presumably we searched a Cloud again, as well as drew off the Bigs. So I don't see a Cloud played to the field for free. Now we're going to go the end turn. Vaughn's going to come back. So, there's nothing really wrong with the party attack because Kamakura just refilled his hand massively, which is awesome. However, part of me wonders if he actually should have just swung in individually and 1, 2, 3. I mean, he could have pushed him all the way to 5. He would have said, hey, you got to do something this turn or I'm going to kill you next turn. But then again, there's something to be said too for just taking your time. Like, nope, I'm just going to keep my hand full. I'm going to keep control. And that way I've got an answer to whatever you've got to do. All right, HoodsClaw. What did he fetch out off of... Wait, what did he fetch out off of Vaughn? Oh, he got another Kites. Okay. The board just looked the same, so I was like, wait, nothing changed. He got the second Kites, but he needs removal here. Typhon would be really good against the Barret. We got to hope Kamakura doesn't have an Amaterasu. That's going to shut down anything we've got. Pitching chooses Bismarck. Oh, Shinryu. Is that? Yeah, that's Shinryu. So, yeah, it'll kill Biggs and Jesse. It's better than nothing. It is some removal. The only crummy part is that we can just fetch that right back out with the Barret. However, Shinryu does also present the threat of, like, you can't let that Shinryu live, because if you reveal a forward and Shinryu just 7Ks, all your avalanche stuff's just going to die to that. So not a bad play. Getting 2-4, that's just too, even if we can pull them back, which we probably will. There's Pinello. How many Sky Pirates do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we've got maximum, so Pinello can do whatever she wants to do, which is nice. We can prevent something from being chosen. Going to go ahead and attack with the Vaughn. Sasano, not bad. Would have been a pretty clean answer to that board, although I don't think he really needed to drop it. Yeah, he could attack with Kites if he wants to. I mean, do you have a reason not to? You don't want to have him get a burst, of course, but... I mean, that Kites isn't going to block, right? Well, I guess it could, actually, because you could block with the Kites and then use your Flicker. He's going to have Pinello draw him a card. And presumably pass back to Avalanche. Yeah, we're going to use the Barret effect first. So that's the thing. We can just replay. We can just slam them all out next turn. Cloud's going to be really good. Cloud can just blast that Shinryu for 10. I wonder if he actually should have left the Vaughn up. I wonder. I don't know. Kamakura's still got to feel really good with the Avalanche here. Even without any form of removal, which he has the Cloud, he can just run these bodies into him. Yep, there's Biggs. And especially the Biggs effect is so good. Like, blocking's kind of meaningless because, again, you can't... There's Wedge. And Wedge has a target. Wedge can break the Vaughn right now. Which is nice, which actually means we can't block with the Kites because we'll have to flicker it immediately. Granted, we could use the Pinello effect if we really wanted to. We could Pinello protect him from being chosen, so then we can block with Kites and then use Kites on the stack. And are we swapping with the Tifa? Is that what we're doing? Okay, we're going to swap. Yeah, Zangan. Get out Jesse. Kind of surprised we didn't drop Cloud here. Our opponent shouldn't have an Amaterasu or anything. Interesting. But again, we've got so much... And again, blocking these forwards is kind of meaningless because... they're not going to be able to be broken. The whole gang is here, that's for sure. The only thing Pinello's going to do is... So Pinello can draw another card, which isn't terrible. Oh, interesting. We're picking the Bongan, so we're going to say something is forced to block. Probably Shinryu. We're probably going to say, yeah, I'm not... Which is a shame because the Shinryu would have just wrecked him next turn if he revealed a forward. So it looks like he opted to draw a card with Pinello. Man, that Bongan coming in pretty nice. I'm assuming he picked the Shinryu, because if he lets that Shinryu live, and you know what the Shinryu does is at the start of HoodsClaw's main phase, Kamakura would have to reveal the top card of his deck. If it's anything but a forward, HoodsClaw gets to draw 2 cards. If it's a forward, then every forward on Kamakura's side of the board would lose 7,000 power to the end of that turn, so everyone but Barrett would just die immediately. I can't imagine what Windwater has, unless he's got Chocobo. He could like block with the Shinryu and then bounce with the Chocobo to keep it alive. I'm assuming he was or has he chosen Vaughn? And I would think it would be the Shinryu, but I'm not sure. Because if it was the Vaughn, it activates the card, right? Of course, if it was the Vaughn, then it also triggers the Vaughn effect, and we will get our backups back. One of the moments I was like, oh, I wish I could hear what they're saying. Okay, we're moving to combat. I'm not 100% sure what he chose with the Bongan. We're about to find out if it was the Shinryu. HoodsClaw dulled 2 backups, but I'm not sure if like he was reactivating them because he thought he was picking Vaughn, and then he was changing his mind. Okay, so now the Vaughn will get chosen by the wedge effect. Jesse will search out or play a cloud for free. Biggs will draw a card. We're just going to go ahead and use kites right now. Protect the Vaughn. I mean, if we drop cloud here for free, like this could just be game, which we're going to do. Because presumably we're going to nuke the Shinryu. Or we could just nuke the Pinello. Just say nuke Pinello, give everyone haste. Yeah, I've never actually seen the full Avalanche board assembled here. Usually, you know, some of them get picked off one way or the other. Did we force the Pinello to block, or did he choose the Pinello to block? Or no, okay, so the Cloud nuked. Okay, and then probably the Shinryu was forced. So this could just be lethal right here, folks, because we've got 4 attackers, and we need to do exactly 4 damage. I don't know what kind of burst could save HoodsClaw, so this just might be the end of the game as the entire Avalanche team is assembled right here, right now. 6? I mean, is there even a burst that saves him? Alexander, and that's it. That's game. Oh, man, what did he have in hand? He did have a Leviathan and a Philo and an Elza and another Vaughn, so he maybe could have done some next turn, but Avalanche just completely overwhelmed him, just ran him down. Well, there you go. So that was the end of the match. I wasn't expecting it to end that turn. I was like, it's going to go a few more turns. Nope, just kind of ended right there. So there you go. Congratulations to Kamakura for the grand champion in the Cure series. Great match by HoodsClaw as well. Really happy to see him pull it out in that game too. And I'm glad I got to see a game 3. Like I said, I've casted a lot of just tune outs lately, so it's nice to see this one go the distance. So thanks to White Mage for, you know, organizing these and everything. Congrats to both players. Special congrats to Kamakura for winning the whole darn thing. And yeah, there you go. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I've enjoyed bringing it to you. And as always, I will see you next time. So take care.